It's your name and welcome back to my channel for another creepy video. Like seriously creepy this time, you guys, because today we're talking about Jinn. You know, those supernatural beings that have been freaking people out for like centuries. I've been seeing so much stuff about them on TikTok, and honestly I have so many questions. Like, are they real? Can they hurt us? And what do they want? So I did a ton of research, and let me tell you, what I found out is seriously wild. We're talking ancient beliefs, modern day encounters, and everything in between. Get ready to be shook, because today we're diving deep into the mysterious world of Jinn to uncover 10 shocking facts you probably didn't know. Oh my god, I'm so scared, you guys, but like, also super curious. So make sure you stay tuned until the very end, because this is going to be intense. Alright, guys, buckle up, because fact number 1 is going to make you rethink your next bathroom break. Okay, so you know how sometimes when you walk into a bathroom, especially if it's like dark and quiet, you just get this weird, creepy feeling like someone's watching you? Well, what if I told you that feeling might not just be in your head? According to ancient beliefs, bathrooms are like prime real estate for Jinn. They're drawn to these spaces, especially the dark corners, because get this, it's where humans are most vulnerable. We let our guard down, we're relaxed, and boom! They see an opportunity. It's like imagine being a Jinn, right? You can't be seen. You can basically teleport wherever you want. Wouldn't you want to hang out in a place where people are least likely to suspect a thing? And that's why, in many cultures, people actually say prayers or invocations before even stepping into a bathroom. It's like a spiritual do not disturb sign for any Jinn who might be lurking around. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I am never looking at a bathroom the same way again. So, you're probably wondering if Jinn can basically be anywhere. Why haven't we seen one chilling at Starbucks or like hitting the mall? Well guys, it's all about location, location, location. Jinn are said to be super private and honestly kind of shy. They prefer to keep to themselves, avoiding humans as much as possible. That's why they tend to hang out in places that are like the opposite of crowded. We're talking abandoned buildings, dark caves, deep forests. Basically, anywhere that's remote, quiet, and gives off major go-away vibes. These places are like their safe spaces where they can chill, do their thing, and not have to worry about running into us. Think about it. If you were a Jinn, wouldn't you rather hang out in a creepy abandoned mansion than deal with the lines at the DMV? I know. Okay, guys, this next one is actually kind of terrifying. How many of you sleep with your windows open at night, or even just a crack? Yeah, about that. See, in a lot of cultures, people believe that nighttime is like prime time for supernatural activity. Like, the veil between our world and the Jinn world gets super thin, and it's easier for them to cross over. And guess what's basically like rolling out the red carpet and saying, come on in? That's right, leaving your windows or doors open. It's like an open invitation for any Jinn who might be passing by to just like waltz right in. So from now on, I'm keeping everything shut tight. Like seriously, I'm talking boarded up windows, extra locks on the doors, the whole 9 yards. You can never be too careful when it comes to this stuff. Chapter 4, can we talk? Okay, so we've talked about where Jinn like to hang out, but what about communication? Like, can they actually talk to us? Well, this is where things get really interesting. According to a lot of folklore, Jinn do have the ability to communicate with humans, but it's not as simple as just striking up a conversation like, hey, what's up? It usually involves certain rituals or specific circumstances, and it can be super risky. See, some Jinn are said to be tricksters. They might try to deceive you, play on your fears, or even worse. There are all these stories about people trying to use black magic to summon Jinn and make them do their bidding, and it never ends well. It's like you're messing with forces you don't understand, and the consequences can be really bad. So yeah, even if you could talk to a Jinn, it's probably best to just... Chapter 5, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Okay guys, this next fact is straight out of a horror movie, but it's something that's freaked people out for centuries. Mirrors, I know, every scary story has a mirror in it, but there's a reason for that. A lot of cultures believe that mirrors aren't just reflecting your outfit, they're actually portals to other realms. And at night when it's dark and quiet and the veil between our world and the Jinn world is at its thinnest, that's when they're most powerful. They say that if you stare into a mirror for too long at night, especially in dim light, you might see something terrifying staring back at you. And no, I'm not talking about your reflection. We're talking about a Jinn or a ghost trapped on the other side trying to break through. That's why in some traditions people actually cover their mirrors at night. It's like a way of sealing off the portal, just in case something on the other side is feeling a little... Chapter 6, Jinn Vasion. So let's say there's a Jinn hanging out in your house, right? How would you even know? I mean, they're invisible, they can teleport, they basically wrote the book on stealth mode. Well, there are actually some telltale signs that people have reported experiencing when a Jinn is around. Have you ever been in a room and suddenly felt a cold spot, even though there's no draft, or heard strange noises like whispers or footsteps when you know you're home alone? Yeah, those could be signs. And it gets even weirder. Some people say they've seen objects moving on their own, like furniture sliding across the floor or doors slamming shut for no reason. But the most unsettling sign, an overwhelming feeling of dread or heaviness in the air, like something just feels off and you can't shake the feeling that you're not alone. That, my friends, is when you know a Jinn might be sharing. Chapter 7. Okay, this next one is for all my music lovers out there. We all love blasting our favorite tunes, especially late at night, right? But what if I told you that your late night jam session could actually be attracting unwanted attention from the Jinn world? Yeah, you heard that right. See, in Jinn lore, they have their own world, their own society, their own thing going on. And just like we don't love being woken up in the middle of the night by loud noises, they're not too keen on it either. In fact, some people believe that playing loud music or making a lot of noise, especially late at night, can actually disturb Jinn and even anger them. And when a Jinn gets angry, bad things can happen. Think about it. You're a Jinn trying to relax after a long day of whatever it is Jinn do, and suddenly, bam, someone's blasting heavy metal music next door. You'd be pretty annoyed. Alright guys, we've all heard the stories, right? People dabbling in black magic trying to summon demons and make deals with dark forces. Well, guess what? Jinn are often caught in the crossfire. In many cultures, there's a strong connection between Jinn and the world of black magic. It's believed that sorcerers and practitioners of the dark arts can actually summon Jinn and force them to do their bidding. We're talking about using Jinn for everything from spying on enemies to causing harm or misfortune to others. It's like they're trying to enslave these powerful beings and use them as tools for their own selfish desires. But here's the thing about Jinn, they're notoriously unpredictable. Just because you think you've bound one to your will doesn't mean they won't turn on you the second they get the... Okay guys, remember how we talked about nighttime being prime time for Jinn activity? Well, it gets even more specific than that. According to a lot of traditions, there are actually 2 times of day when the veil between our world and the Jinn world is at its absolute thinnest, dusk and dawn. Yeah, those magical hours when the sun is setting and rising, casting an ethereal glow over everything. Those are also the times when Jinn are said to be most active and most likely to cross over into our world. It's like they're creatures of the twilight, most comfortable in those in-between moments when the world is shrouded in shadows. That's why, in some cultures, people are actually advised to stay indoors during dusk and dawn, just to avoid any unwanted. Alright guys, we've saved the most terrifying fact for last. This is the one that keeps people up at night, the one that fuels nightmares and sends chills down your spine. Can Jinn possess humans? The answer, according to many traditional beliefs, is a resounding yes. It's the ultimate violation, the idea of a supernatural entity taking over your body, your mind, your very essence. And while it's rare, it's definitely not something to be taken lightly. So how can you tell if someone might be possessed by a Jinn? Well, it's not always obvious, but there are some signs to look out for. Sudden drastic changes in personality, unexplained illnesses, and extreme mood swings can all be indicators. In these cases, people often turn to spiritual healers or religious rituals to try to expel the Jinn and restore the person to their former self. It's a terrifying thought, but it's a belief that's been around for centuries, and it's definitely something to keep in mind as we delve deeper into the world of Jinn. Oh my god, you guys, I am so creeped out right now. Like, seriously, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. Jinn are no joke, and the more I learn about them, the more I realize how much we don't know. But hey, Maybe that's part of the appeal, right? The mystery, the unknown, the possibility that there are forces out there beyond our understanding. If you're as fascinated by the world of Jinn as I am, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future deep dives into the paranormal and supernatural. And trust me, there are a lot more creepy stories where this one came from.